We're in Arkansas, guys. We just got here, parked the bus down at the campground. Now we gotta run to town, get our licenses, and a little bit of food, and we'll be out scouting this evening.
I'm gonna have to pay him a lot this year.
I'll just pay him and be done with it. Let's go in here and get some tags.
Yep.
I got cantaloupes here, Ted, if you need one.
Sweet. Take that.
Yep. Let's go to the woods.
Yep.
Grab my lures and my books. Look at these elk down here. Look at them. Man, Dad?
Yep. There it is.
We're hunting a portion of the state down here where elk are actually native. I could be mistaken, but I think they were eradicated at one time or another and they just reintroduced them, you know, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. I'm not positive on that, but I know that there's a lot of elk in this general area, including right there.
There they are.
Pretty sweet.
Real sweet.
It's up, certainly. I checked it earlier today and it was about 7.5 feet, and normal pool is 6. But they just had a bunch of rain and they think it's gonna come down. What we're dealing with down here in Arkansas is more river turkeys, which is sort of what we were dealing with in Tennessee, except this is a bigger river. And much bigger. And this one is surrounded by mountains on either side, and there's gobs and gobs of public land down here. But that's why we brought the kayaks on the bus, is for this trip specifically. And we're gonna have to watch these water levels, because right now you could kayak downstream. I mean, it's just gonna get tricky in spots because it's so high. Still though, I mean, y'all can see clear across here in that nice little green bottom. We're at the foothills of those mountains that are back behind Tethrd right here. And that's what these birds will do, is they'll roost down here real close to this river. They've got fields and, you know, some more gradual slopes and oak ridges and stuff that lead down into these bottoms, and they'll just pitch back and forth across that river. And it's public land on both sides of it. In some areas it's really hard to access without the boat.
Almost.
Almost.
Skip it across the rock.
So I hit the rock first, it split the rock, and then both pieces skipped on the water.
Sounds like there's a lot of skill involved in something like that.
Can't do that again. Oop, a little high.
Basically, from this gate, you got to take this road down, and then it forks.
Okay.
And it goes down into these nice, pretty bottom fields over here, and this bottom field over here.
Yep.
To the right. Right there is where we're going to start.
To the right.
Yep. And you can go here, here with us, or over here to this next piece.
Good luck.
Thanks.
It's our first morning in Arkansas. We split up. Sam went down the river a ways. Me and Ted came down here. We were wanting to float it, but it's too high to get the yaks in today. So we just came to a spot where we figured there'd be some turkeys at. Hasn't been a lot of pressure in here. The season's only been open one day, but we didn't see many boot tracks coming in. It's also about light enough now where they ought to be gobbling, and we ain't heard nothing. But I ain't positive that I can't see a turkey in the tree along the edge of this field back here. It's a turkey. I can see it. Where is it? You can't see it. It's down in the corner of this field. We just heard a shot back behind the camera here. I don't know what time it is, but first light this morning, I peeked around that tree. I could see a turkey in a tree down here at the end of the field. What ended up pitching out there? It was a hen. I filmed her in this field. She was all by herself. And Ted and I sat there and listened for a good 45 minutes, and we heard one bird gobble down the river. He might only gobble, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, probably. Not even, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, a crow flew over down that way, and Sam's actually set up about a mile down the river. So I'm hoping that he heard that turkey. But it was hard for us to pinpoint the sound because we're down here, down low. I mean, so now we're second guessing ourselves, thinking that that shot is the turkey that we heard. It's good to get ears on a bird at least. This is tough hunting down here. I mean, there's not very many turkeys. There's a lot of turkey hunters. So just getting ears on a bird is a victory in itself in the first morning. And that gives you something to kind of go on here in the next couple days. But we're going to slide back out here and keep listening to spots down here along this river, go grab Sam, and make a game plan for later in the day. Pretty down here though, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, look at that fog coming off that river down there. It's sweet.
He looked like he was walking back that way. That guy was acting kind of shady this morning. I can see the reason why now. It's because he shot a Jake. And he just breasted it out and got the heck out of here. You're not allowed to shoot Jakes down here. I don't know if he shot it knowingly or unknowingly. Regardless. Better get out of here. Killed that Jake. Me and Ted were walking down through that bottom. We went over, we heard that shot, and we were like, well, let's go, congratulate the person on their turkey and see if we can find another one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got down there and we saw the guy, and he was rushing. He was like running around the woods with his gun. And it's like, oh, that's weird. We got over there, and I saw him pitch a turkey into a brush pile. And I could see, obviously, that it had just been breasted. And then he
That's
saw...
pretty normal. Just do that right in the field.
Well, yeah. It's not normal, but
Nope.
I saw him do that, and he didn't know that we were there yet. And then we kept walking up to him, and eventually waved and was like, hey. And he's like, oh, hi. And he walked over and talked to me for a minute, and I said, congrats on your bird. And he's like, thanks. And we talked about turkeys for a second. And he just had a knife in his hand, and no gun, no breast meat, no nothing. And then we went back down in there and walked down there to that brush pile, and sure enough, it was a Jake that he breasted out and threw in that brush pile. So I guess
I wish I would have come over here earlier and gotten a picture of a license plate.
I guess we call Game and Fish then?
Yeah, I think we have to. I think it's best to report it.
Yeah, I think you got to report it.
Yeah.
So
Did you drop a pin where that brush pile was?
I know right where it is. I
Yeah.
mean, I will drop a pin here in a second.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could share it with a game and fish officer or whatever.
Yeah.
I did see.
And I have no idea if that was an honest mistake. He thought it was a gobbler or a tom and shot it.
Right.
Or what. It was pretty obvious to me that he was trying to hide whatever.
And it was pretty light out when that
Yeah.
shot went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd have thought he'd been able to tell. But I mean, the thing has a big old red and white head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hen. At the same time, you're still not allowed to shoot jakes.
Yeah.
The best thing to do if you do that and you make a mistake is just to call them and tell them.
Right. Immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And you may still get into trouble,
But
but at least you're accountable at that point.
yeah.
And you can learn from it and move on,
Yeah, everyone makes mistakes.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like he could have mistakenly shot the Jake and thought it was a tom. He might not be a very experienced turkey hunter, I don't know. And maybe he's out here trying to learn and he accidentally shot a Jake and now he's worried he's going to get in trouble, which still doesn't make it right. Or he was poaching
Right.
on purpose, Either way is not good, but the latter's certainly not good.
Certainly worse.
HEFC.com. You can also join the Game and Fish conversation by becoming a fan on Facebook.
Okay, and where exactly did you say it was at again? Did you say Williford Campground?
Is to the west of it, about 7 or 8 miles.
And what's your name and number?
My name's Aaron Warbritton.
Okay, let me get a hold of the officer. I'll have him give you a call. Just keep that pin on your phone, okay?
I'll do it. Game and Fish officer's gonna call and figure out what to do next. Yep, I sure can. Me and a friend of mine were over here hunting, and we heard a gunshot. Walked over there, saw the guy kind of scrambling around in the woods, and then walked down in there to where he was at and found Jake that had just been breasted out and left there.
Okay. Well, you didn't really get a description on the guy.
Well, he was a younger guy, clean shaven. That was pretty much it. And we talked to him briefly on his way out of the woods. He was just kind of walking out of there, and all he had in his hand was a knife when I talked to him. And I'll have to double check which road I'm on. I mean, I can send you a pin straight to where the turkey is at.
Sure, that'd be great. Like hair, blonde, or
What color is hair, Ted? Brown hair?
brown.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What type of camo was he wearing?
He had a Team Realtree hoodie on. Yep, and he didn't have a hat on, which I thought was a little strange.
Sure appreciate you guys calling and
Yeah.
and giving me the
problem.
tip.
Yeah, no
And it did work out pretty well. I thought we could locate them. And
Glad to help in any way.
Yep.
We figured that'd be the right thing to do, I
Yep.
guess.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
And how long you staying?
We'll be here till the end of the week, Jerry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Everybody's gonna get to kill a turkey.
That's the plan.
that's the plan. We'll see.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you do.
Thank you. Have a good one. Cool.
Yeah.
Got a reward.
Man, I hope it's a gift certificate to like chicken fingers or something. Like a Pizza Hut gift certificate.
Okay, guys, that's something I did not know. When he called a while ago, he said that a lot of these states have these stop poaching hotlines, and that's what we called. We just had, where's that little pamphlet we had? When we bought our tags yesterday, we just grabbed one of the statewide Arkansas Game and Fish pamphlets, and then we were looking for a number to call this morning after we ran into that dead Jake. So we found the stop poaching hotline number on there and called it, and an operator answered it, and then she directed me to him, and then I let him know kind of what was going on.
Those guys work fast.
Those guys worked really, really fast.
I mean,
and they're going to give us a reward.
Yep.
And they said a lot of these stop poaching hotlines will give you a substantial reward if you turn in poachers,
Yep.
illegal
If it leads-
activity.
if it leads to a capture of the people that did the crime.
One of those deals, man. You got to follow the rules on public land, where everybody's got a right to be there. As long as you have the right permits, the right licenses, you got to follow the rules. It's only fair to everybody else out there that's using the property. Hopefully those guys will learn a lesson and then go back to the woods with a new perspective and
Good on you.
get them
Yeah,
a turkey
that's
the right way, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling.
Enforcement, this is Tony.
Hi, I was needing to speak with somebody about my Watts line number. I need to call it in.
Alright, I will get this taken care of. If I run into any problems, I will give you a call.
That sounds great.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too, bye-bye.
That easy.
That easy. Called it in. Now they're gonna send me a check, I guess. It's kind of a bittersweet deal, You're getting paid to turn people in essentially for doing something wrong out there on public land, but I wish those guys or that guy hadn't have shot that turkey. I'd rather him have not shot that turkey and not got in a pickle here than me get paid money. But at the same time, that is a good deal that a lot of these states have, is that stop poaching hotline. It was very easy for me to get a hold of somebody, and they send somebody out really fast. Because when you think about it, a lot of these departments are understaffed. I mean, there's one agent for an entire county, and it's really, really difficult for them to cover everything and know what's going on. And Jerry, he was a real nice guy, just out there trying to do his job, and that's he was definitely very thankful that we called.
Yeah. Do want our help. That helps them.
Yeah, you know, because it's just physically impossible for him to cover all this.
Yeah.
I mean, this particular county has just got public hunting land everywhere. There's hunters all over the place. It'd be just impossible for him to keep tabs on everything that's going on. So just keep that in mind, whatever state you're in. If you run into something that looks a little sketchy in the woods, just give them a call and let them know what's going on. And they'll get right on it. It's a pretty cool deal.